Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. It's another Friday. We're going to do a fun fold. It's the last Friday in September. So on my calendar, we're making a corner tuck fold card. I'm working on next month's calendar. If you're interested in receiving this each month, just subscribe to my email list. There's a link below and you'll get it. And I do some of the projects. I don't do all of them, but I always do a Friday fun fold. I do a Thursday color combo, and I do a couple of sketches a week usually. And then there's just some other ideas if you're interested. So today we're making this corner tuck fold card, and I think it's really beautiful. It has this little pocket. You can put it down here, you can put it up here. I'm making them both this way. And you just, when you open it, it just lifts out of this pocket and you have this inside. Isn't it fun? Cute. So today I'm using this paper. It's just gorgeous. It's called Splendid Autumn, and it's one of those paper packs that just has all different scenes. Let me get past this first part in case you haven't seen it. I'll just pull it out. So isn't that pretty? So I cut the area of this card that I wanted, and then the backs usually have kind of a plain color. So isn't that, I had a hard time picking. These are such great fall scenes. And then the backs are all this. Look at that. So pretty. This one is the same. I love these papers. This is my favorite. I did make a card with it. I have to say that that's my favorite. And then the backs of them have kind of a, just a, almost looks like a watercolor kind of palette or something. Not palette, but that wash maybe. I don't know what you call it. I'm not good with those terms. So I'm using this back for this inside piece. So I cut this, and I kind of cut where I wanted. I wanted some of the sky in there, so that was more the top of the paper. This is more the bottom of the paper. This is this back sheet. And then I'm using Fresh Freesia and Azure Afternoon. And those are in, if you look at the back, they're actually colors that are in the paper pack. So that's what I love about our product. Everything coordinates and it tells you what to use, which I need that. Using the Autumn Expressions stamp set, and that's where I got this. May the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. I thought that was so pretty. I love all of these, but I wanted something just small and would fit in here. So, of course, we're going to use different product today with what we're making. Let me get that out. So today we're going to use the To Market Designer Series paper. I love this pattern, so I decided I was going to start with that, and then I added these flowers and this background. So these are the pieces that we're going to use to make the card. And I kind of play with it. So I know this is not the card, but I just wanted to see how it looked. And then I wanted to, just put the pieces together to see if I would like it, just to get ideas. So let's make this card and I'll show you how easy it is. It's very, very easy to make. And we're going to get our trimmer out. So this piece is the card base, and this is 4 1/4 by 8. So I use thick white, basic white cardstock, and you could use whatever color you want, but I want these to pop off of it. So the piece that you cut, so if you cut your cardstock in half at 4 1/4, you'll have 2 of these pieces. This bottom piece is what I'm going to use for the inside layer. I had to trim it down just a hair, but it works out really well. So don't discard this. Keep it for the step that you need. So we're going to score this at 5 1/2, and that will give us our card base, our A2 size card that fits in the medium envelopes that we have here. And we're done with this. Not a lot of scoring on this card. Very easy card to make. And you'll see as we go how easy it is. So I have this piece, and this is what started this whole card. Is I love this, and I love Blackberry Bliss, you know that. So I figured I would have to use it on this card. So this piece is let's see, it is the 2¼ by 4. And the back of this paper has some fun things you can cut out. And there's all kinds of vegetables in the stamp set. I'll show you that in a few minutes. And dies that cut them out. But I'm more with the flower theme on this. So that will fit in there. And then this is 4 by 5¼ This is our standard, isn't that cute, inside layer size. So 4 by 5¼ And we're just going to put that right inside here. And having the white card base, I was thinking about using a Blackberry Bliss card base and then adding white layers, but I thought the white card base was good. All right, so here we have it. That's the base of our card. Now we want this piece to sit on top of it, and then we're going to do the corner. So this piece is 3 by 4, and then this mat that goes behind it is just 1/4 up. So 3¼ by 4¼ And don't worry about writing all of this down. Should have told you this earlier. I have a link below the video in the description, and it's called a project sheet. And that will have all the instructions in it, the measurements, the steps, and you could just follow along. So watch the video, and then you can print that out and make it yourself. So isn't that cute? I love the orange. So this is like a peach pie, and then the Blackberry Bliss. So we want to center this, and we want to just put glue here. So you can flip it. A lot of people do this, and I should try that. And then you can see where to put the glue. I usually do this and put my hand here, but I'm going to try it this way. I think that's a smart idea. Somebody suggested that in a comment. I don't know who. And then we'll just put the glue over here. And, you know, you want something kind of strong, I would say. And the liquid glue does that, and it gives you that little bit of time to adjust it if you need to. So we're just going to put it down and make sure that it's centered top to bottom, left to right, and then it will open. Okay, got it so far? Now when I made this card, I made the mistake. I was so eager to get the corner in. I put the corner on, and then I had to fit this layer underneath the corner, and it worked out fine. I used a liquid glue and I kind of slid it under, but my suggestion is to put that inside on first. And I am not going to stamp. I'm making this a thank you card, and I don't know who I'm giving it to, so I'm not going to stamp anything. So this layer is the same as the DSP, so it's 3 by 4. You could go up a little bit higher, but you just don't want this to show through when you close the card. So if you go too close to this size, you have to be very exact in what you're doing. And this was just a piece I had left over. I'm wondering if that's too big. I usually do 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut it down. This is an inch. It was left over when I was cutting down my paper, and I was like, oh, that will work out good. But I'm going to go down to 3/4 because it's such a small inside. I think that I want to leave a little bit more room for writing. And we are going to need this again. I forgot. We need to create the corner. And I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. So if I was live, I'd ask for your advice. So I'm not. One of these days I'll do lives. My days are so... I don't want to say busy, but I never know when I'm babysitting. So it's not like I have a set time that I do these. I do them when I can, and then I'll post them on the Friday. So it's not even Friday, it's Wednesday that I'm making this. But I'm babysitting on Friday, so I'm still trying to figure out a way to do lives here. But I'm kind of like on call. Kind of crazy, right? So let's put this down. If you were to stamp it, I would stamp it before I put it down in case you make a little stamping error. And I'm going to just lay it. And again, with the liquid glue, you have time. I'm going to just center it and close it and make sure it looks good. So centering it, you know, it puts it in the right place pretty much. And then Just make sure when you close it, it's in the right place. All right, so these are my squares, and this is my decision I have to make. So the designer series paper, the smaller square, and it doesn't have to be designer series paper. I've seen these where they've embossed this, and I thought that was cute. But the smaller square is 2 by 2, and then the larger square is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I cut it in white and Blackberry Bliss because I don't know which way I want to go. So we're going to take the 2 by 2 and we're going to put it in our trimmer, and we're going to just cut it right in half on the, point to point. And I like to start in the middle and just hold it down and go out so that I'm not starting on the point. So that'll cut it right in half. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the white, and I'm going to do the same thing. We're not using all of these pieces. We're going to decide whether we want the white or the Blackberry Bliss. So, and you'll have enough to make 2 cards, or if you want to make a different kind of card, you'll have this extra triangle left over. Okay, so now we're done with this, I believe, unless something doesn't work right. Let's put this aside and let's put our pieces together. So we're going to go either with the white or the Blackberry Bliss. So let's put these down and decide, do we like that? Or do we like this? And the other alternative is to do I'd have to cut this down again. We could do just a Blackberry Bliss. Would that be better? I'm thinking I might like the Blackberry Bliss better. Just the plain. I'd have to cut this down a little bit. So that, it's hard to pick them up and do them. Or that. That looks nice though too. Maybe I'll go with this. I'm going to like them each. So whichever one you like better, if you were to make this card. And I am putting it on around this, not up to the outside, or this. Oh, this is a tough decision. I think I'm going to go with the white. So again, I'm not putting it all the way up to the corner, which I guess I could do with the white. Yeah, maybe I'll put it up to the corner with the white. Trying to decide here. Just want to make sure this is going to hold good. I think I'm going to do that. We'll do with the white. I'm wondering if I should have made it a little bit bigger, but I think it's okay. Yeah. I thought for a second I shouldn't be attaching these, but yes. We want to attach these, and then we're going to use glue dots. Now, I've seen some people that use little pieces of dimensionals to hold this down up here, but I'm going to use glue dots. That's the person I watched. A couple of people did it with the glue dots. So we're just going to take a glue dot, and we're going to put it in each corner of the triangle. So 3 glue dots. You kind of want to ball it up a little bit, fold it up, or you don't want it flat and large. And these hold good, so you don't have to worry about it coming apart. Okay, and now I have this in, so that's a good thing. And we're just going to line this up. So on this card, I lined it up down here. On this card, because I'm using the white, well, I used it there too. I'll line it up down here. That's this way. I know, I'm probably confusing you. This way it will give it a little bit more down here. Okay? So then this just comes in here. So you make it the way you like it, though. This is my version of it. This thing keeps moving. I'm going to have to put more glue dots on it. I have a bow here, and I found sometimes it's better to put 3 glue dots. So I'll add another couple of glue dots to that. So for the sentiment, I'm going to use the Thanks a Bunch from the Market Goodness stamp set. This is what goes with the paper. And see, these are all the vegetables, and then there's dies. So in this paper, there's vegetables you can cut out. But this one paper, which one was it? They have some fun. And I like the Thanks a Bunch. It could be a bunch of fruit, a bunch of flowers. But there is, so this one, you can cut these out, fussy cut them. They're very easy to do, and make a basket of flowers or fruit. So it's a fun set to have if you like market kinds of things. And I have it. And then I have this die that I used. I cut that from the Something Fancy dies. This is a go-to pack for baby die set. It has all kinds of nesting pieces, different labels, and it's really fun. So I use it quite a bit. So I'm going to stamp this in Blackberry Bliss. Use whatever color you want. And it's Thanks a Bunch. I'm going to put it right here. We'll tie a bow on it as well. So for this one, I'm going to have a bow on here. And then this is going to sit right here with a bow on it. I'm trying to decide whether to put it on with dimensionals. I think I'm not going to, because the bow will make it bulky, and I feel like there's a little bit of bulk to this. Not too much, but I'm going to just put it down with my glue. And you could put it to the side. I'm going to put it upright. And then I thought I would use this peach pie ribbon, since there's some peach pie in there. And we'll just tie a bow. And add that. I didn't add any gems. I don't think it needs it. You can if you'd like to. I know some people probably never make a card without gems, and I use them, but I don't use them on every card. Let's see how this looks. Maybe a little bit smaller. Don't ruin the bow. We'll just cut a little bit more off each end. Oops, I moved it while I was cutting it. Okay, and then we'll just get another glue dot for this, and I think I might put a couple of glue dots on. So I've been doing this lately, where I'm going to put one in the middle, and then just one more on each side next to it, just to give it a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like my bows come off if they get caught on something else. So just to secure it a little bit more, I'm going to put 3 on. And what you can do too, if your ribbon is not cooperating, you can put it down here or over here. You can put glue dots wherever you want to help keep it looking the way you want it. So isn't that cute? Thanks a bunch. And this is a corner fold card. And then you can write your little note in here, and they can put it right there. And then there's this one, Very easy to do once you have the instructions. So again, all the instructions are below the video. There's a project sheet. You can sign up for my email list and get the calendar each month. That's down there as well. And it'll be a surprise what we're doing next week because I don't have it all planned out yet. All right, so thanks so much for joining me and have a great week. I'll see you next Friday.